Well, tensions are already erupting within the country, as the leader of the rebel Sudan Liberation Army had warned they would do when he ominously stated that Khartoum would, quote, react violently against Darfur's population. That's already started, it seems, in an indirect way. At least 10 humanitarian groups have had their licenses revoked. And we can now talk to Thierry Durand, who's the head of operations for Médecins Sans Frontières agency in Sudan, one of those 10, at least, NGOs that's been ordered to leave. He joins us now on the line. Mr. Durand, thank you very much for talking to us. Can I ask you, first of all, what is the nature of your expulsion orders?
Well, still we don't know, because it was not explained, motivated. We had no answers to the questions we tried to raise in the meeting we had yesterday with the governmental institutions. It was an order from the government of Sudan, and we had no motivations, no explanations to it. What we know that, there has been a mingled and a confusion between certainly the human rights activists group like Save Darfur Coalition, for instance, who have been extremely active promoting justice and fueling the ICC with information and themes, and that we are paying the price. The relief organization really present on the ground and trying to help the population are paying this price and are being amalgamated to that, certainly.
Okay. Do you know then, what is the time frame that we're talking about? When will your operations have to leave the country?
From now.
From now, okay. So what impact will that have on humanitarian efforts in regards to what, for example, Médecins Sans Frontières does in Sudan?
Look, for Médecins Sans Frontières, we are thinking, because we are 5 branches operating in Darfur, so the Dutch branch is expelled. And if the other branches are staying in Darfur, we will try probably to take over some of the activities of our colleagues in South Darfur. What is also extremely worrying is the magnitude of this move, with 10, let's say, major organizations that are summoned to leave right now, because there will be major disruption probably in the distribution of food in the displaced camps, because some of these organizations were distributing the food availed by the welfare program. Some were working on water, and in some places it means all the actors, all the relief actors present in some given places, like in the camp, in the displaced camp of Kalma, close to Niala, it means everybody has been expelled from there.
Okay, now just before we sadly run out of time, if I could ask you I realise that you're head of a non-government organisation, but on the political front perhaps, or certainly diplomatic, given your work and your experience of what you've seen in Darfur region, what has been your reaction then to this arrest warrant that's been issued by the ICC?
Look, it's totally out of our scope and field of interest, and we do not maintain as a policy for MSF any relation, any collaboration with this kind of institution. We in places of conflict, in order to have access and be able to bring relief to the people, we need to be able to speak and negotiate directly with belligerents. And this kind of move of our activities, we need to be totally disconnected from it, and this is why we are not maintaining any relation with them, because it put in jeopardy our possibility to intervene.
Okay. With them, I'm assuming you mean the prosecutors from the ICC?
Yeah, the ICC in general. It's not only for Sudan, it's for every places where there are conflicts. Not judging the validity of the quest for justice or international justice, it's clear that these moves during times of conflict potentially prevent or create confusion with the humanitarian actors, let's say the independent one, the genuine one, like MSF. And, for us, quite early in 2004, we have stated very openly that For us, it was not comparable to what we had experienced in Rwanda, for instance, and that we would not call it a genocide, and we are not legal experts, but for us it was not comparable at all. And for example, a few months ago, Mr. Ocampo claimed publicly that displaced camps in Darfur were extermination camps, and which is totally absurd and untrue, because if that was the case, we would have left the country a long time ago, and we would have said so.
Okay, Thierry Durand, sadly we have to leave it there, but thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us.